Welcome to Passive to Powerful channel. Topic today is buying versus renting, the answer people don't like. So, you're stuck in the great debate. Rent or buy? You've probably heard it all. Renting is just throwing money away. Or owning a home is the American dream. But what if I told you the right answer is one that most people don't want to hear? What if the conventional wisdom is leading you down the wrong path? Today, we're going to tear down the myths, run the real numbers, and uncover the truth about renting versus buying. And I promise, by the end of this video, you'll see this decision in a completely new light. First, let's tackle the biggest myth of all, that renting is throwing money away. When you pay rent, you're not just burning cash. You're buying something very valuable, a place to live. Just like you buy groceries to eat or pay for a Netflix subscription for entertainment. It's a service exchange. More importantly, you're buying flexibility and freedom from a whole host of expenses that homeowners are stuck with. Think about it. When the water heater breaks, who pays? The landlord. When the roof needs replacing after a massive storm, the landlord. When property taxes go up yet again, that's the landlord's problem. As a renter, your largest housing expense is predictable. It's your rent. This predictability is a massive financial advantage that often gets overlooked. Now let's flip the coin and talk about homeownership. The dream, right? Building equity. A place to call your own. And yes, building equity is a powerful wealth-building tool. As you pay down your mortgage, you own more and more of your home. But here is the part of the dream they don't always show you in the commercials, the hidden costs. These are the budget killers. People focus on the P&I, the principal and interest of the mortgage payment, but they forget the T&I, taxes and insurance. Property taxes can be thousands of dollars a year and they almost always go up. Homeowners insurance is another must-have that adds to your monthly burden. And we're just getting started. Let's talk about maintenance. Experts suggest you should budget 1 to 4% of your home's value for annual maintenance. So for a $400,000 house, that's anywhere from $4,000 to $16,000 a year. Every year. That's for the new roof, the furnace that dies in the middle of winter, the flooded basement, the termite inspection, the lawn care, the HOA fees. The list is endless. These aren't one-time flukes. They are the guaranteed, ongoing costs of owning a physical asset. When you add all these up, mortgage, taxes, insurance, maintenance, HOA fees, the total cost of owning can be significantly higher than just a mortgage payment. Suddenly, that thrown away rent payment doesn't look so bad, does it? Okay, so if buying isn't the automatic winner, what's the secret? Here is the answer that most people don't like. For many people, especially in the short term, renting is actually the smarter financial move. I know. That goes against everything your parents and maybe even your financial advisor told you. But let's look at the math. The key is what you do with the money you save by renting. This is where most people get it wrong. If you take that $800 and just spend it on fancy dinners and vacations, then yes, you're not building any wealth. But what if you invested it? What if you diligently put that $800 every month into a low-cost index fund that tracks the S&P 500? Over the long term, the stock market has historically returned an average of around 8 to 10% per year. Let's be conservative and say you get a 7% average annual return. After just 5 years of investing that $800 difference, the big advantage here is liquidity and diversification. Your investment in the stock market is liquid. If you have an emergency, you can sell your shares and get cash within a few days. Try doing that with a house. Selling a house is a slow, expensive process involving real estate agents, closing costs, and market timing. It can take months. Also, when you own a home, a huge chunk of your net worth is tied up in one single illiquid asset in one specific location. That's incredibly risky. What if the local job market collapses? What if a factory closes down? Your home's value could plummet. By renting and investing the difference, your wealth is diversified across hundreds or thousands of companies in the stock market, spreading out your risk. So, when does buying make sense? Buying makes sense when the numbers work in your favor and, just as importantly, when it fits your lifestyle. The break-even point, the point where owning becomes cheaper than renting, is usually around 5 to 7 years in one place. If you're not planning to stay put for at least that long, The high transaction costs of buying and selling will likely eat up any equity you build. We're talking about realtor commissions, closing costs, loan origination fees, and more. These can easily add up to 5 to 10% of the home sale price. If you buy a house and have to sell it 2 years later because of a job change, you could end up losing a significant amount of money. Lifestyle is the other huge factor. Do you enjoy home improvement projects on the weekend? Or would you rather be hiking, traveling, or spending time with family? Owning a home is a part-time job you don't get paid for. It requires time, effort, and can be a major source of stress. If you genuinely love the idea of customizing your space, gardening, and having a permanent base for your family, and you plan to stay for the long haul, then buying can be a wonderful and rewarding experience. It's not just a financial calculation, it's a life choice. The stability and sense of community that come with homeownership are real, intangible benefits that have value beyond a spreadsheet. The bottom line is this: there is no one-size-fits-all answer. The renting is throwing money away argument is a dangerous oversimplification. The real answer is, it depends. It depends on your local housing market, your career stability, your time horizon, your personal financial discipline, and your lifestyle preferences. The truly smart financial move is to run the numbers for your specific situation. Use an online rent vs. buy calculator. Be honest about all the hidden costs of ownership. And most importantly, if you choose to rent, be disciplined enough to invest the difference. Don't just let that extra cash disappear. So the uncomfortable truth is that the financially optimal choice isn't always the most popular one. For a huge number of people, renting and investing the savings is the path to building wealth faster and with less risk and less stress. It gives you flexibility, mobility, and diversification. Buying a home should be a conscious lifestyle choice you make when the time and the numbers are right for you. Not a decision based on societal pressure or outdated financial myths. Stop asking, should I rent or buy? And start asking, which option is the smarter financial tool for me right now? The answer might surprise you. Thanks for watching Passive to Powerful channel, and I'll see you in the next video.